The war between Israel and the militant group Hamas has been going on for more than 3 weeks now. And now the war seems to be deepening between the two sides as Israel continues with its attack on the militant group. The Israeli military has now released a footage of what it said were strikes it carried out on the Gaza Strip, where it said it was expanding its ground operations. Israel also carried out a raid on the northern city of Jenin in the West Bank, leaving 4 Palestinians dead and scores injured. This is according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. Moreover, according to reports, Palestinian youths were seen hurling stones at an Israeli bulldozer driving down the street, while the sound of a distant explosion and gunfire could be heard in the distance. Paramedics were also seen helping to evacuate families into safe zones. Meanwhile, on Sunday, Israel signaled its intent to encircle Gaza's main city. They published pictures of battle tanks on the Palestinian enclave's western coast, 48 hours after ordering expanded ground incursions across its eastern border. Israel's self-declared second phase of a 3-week war against Hamas militants had initially been kept from public eye, with forces moving under darkness and a telecommunications blackout cutting off Palestinians. But according to Gaza residents, the phone and internet cuts appeared to be easing on Sunday. But the loss of communication has severely hampered rescue operations for casualties of Israeli barrages, wreaking destruction, especially on northern Gaza City, which is believed to be the site of Hamas's government and command centers. Meanwhile, Hamas has said that its fighters were engaged in heavy fighting in Gaza, where Israel has escalated ground operations as calls multiply to deliver aid to the Palestinian territory after weeks of siege and bombardment. And as Israel continues to bomb Gaza, according to the health ministry in Hamas-ruled Gaza, over 8,000 Palestinians have been killed since the war broke out on 7th of October. And it said on Sunday that the toll has risen to 8,005 Palestinians, including more than 3,300 minors and over 2,000 women. At the same time, according to Israeli officials, the fighting has killed more than 1,400 people in Israel, mostly civilians who died in the initial Hamas attack. Moreover, since the initial attack by Hamas, the escalation has ratcheted up domestic pressure on Israel's government to secure the release of some 230 hostages. So far, only 4 hostages have been released by Hamas.
עד כה מסרנו הודעה למשפחותיהם של 311 חיילי צה"ל ו-239 חטופים. אני רוצה להסביר את המספר הזה. זה מספר לא נתפס, 239 חטופים. בקרב החטופים יש אזרחים עובדים זרים, מספר לא קטן שלהם, שזהותם והגעה למשפחות שלהם מורכבת עבורנו. לוקח לנו זמן לבנות את התמונה הזאת, ומכאן גם המספר שציינתי, 239. אנחנו ממשיכים במאמצים כבירים לאסוף מידע ולעדכן את המשפחות כל הזמן. מספר הנעדרים ממשיך לרדת ועומד כעת על 40.
While leaders have underlined the urgency of increasing aid into the Hamas-controlled territory, UN Chief Antonio Guterres has said the situation was growing more desperate by the hour as casualties increase and essential supplies of food, water, medicine and shelter dwindle. According to the Palestinian Red Crescent, Israel is repeatedly bombing around Al-Quds hospital in central Gaza, causing damage and putting civilians at risk. And according to Doctors Without Borders, moving hundreds of patients who are currently being treated there is not possible. According to reports, there are some 14,000 people who are seeking shelter and medical aid in that hospital. But despite calls for a humanitarian truce, international outrage and the potential risk to hostages held in Gaza, Israel has intensified the war triggered by Hamas's unprecedented attack, while on its northern border, clashes along the Lebanon-Israel border between Hezbollah and Israel intensified, leaving at least 1 Hezbollah militant dead. Lebanon's state-run national news agency says Israeli drone attacks struck the southeastern Lebanese border town of Maiz al-Jabal, wounding 2. There are also reports that heavy missiles were launched from Lebanon towards northern Israel, after which Israeli forces responded with artillery. Jordan, which is located on the eastern side of Israel, the staunch U.S. ally has asked Washington to deploy Patriot air defense systems to bolster its border defense. At a time of heightened regional tensions and even conflict, sources say that top officials from Iran and Gaza's terror rulers also spoke by telephone at least 4 times this year.
Of cruelty.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.